Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So till now we have covered two chapters of our syllabus, that is periodic table and chemical bonding. Now I will be beginning with the third chapter, that is acid basis salt. Okay, so before beginning with this chapter, please do hit the like button, share the video with your friends and subscribe my channel. Let's begin. The topic we have is acid plus base and salt. You have a reduced syllabus for this chapter. So let's begin with the first topic, that is acid. The word acid is derived from the Latin word which is known as acidus, which has a meaning sour. So any compound which will have a sour taste was usually defined as an acid. But in chemistry you cannot define anything on just basis of taste or odor. So we have a proper definition of acid by given by our scientist. What is it? Suppose I'm taking an acid as HX. Okay, it is a generic acid formula. So what will happen when it is dissolved in water? It will furnish H plus X ions. Okay, it will dissociate and it will get H plus and H minus X minus ion. If X plus ions are produced when an acid is dissolved in water, then we term it the compound as acid. Or I can say, because H plus will combine with water to form H3O plus. So the formation of hydronium ion will be your definition for an acid. If an acid produces H3O plus on dissolution, then we term the compound as acid. There are various examples of acid like HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, then nitric acid. In common daily basis we use acetic acid in vinegar. Okay, boric acid. Okay, so these are the certain examples of an acid. Now since you will be asked question on MCQ base, you need to know what is an acid or what is the reason why the compound is called an acid. So you will be given a question suppose like this, and an aqueous solution furnishes H plus ions. Okay, so it can be classified as acid, base, salt or another like this. Okay, so you need to know since H plus has been produced, that means we are having an acid in our compound. Clear? Now you need to know that acid can be classified in various ways. Okay, the first way is inorganic and organic acid. Okay, what are these? These are organic acids are those acids which are present in plants. Okay, and they will have just H, the hydrogen, and carbon containing compounds plus H upper organic acids. Suppose example is citric acid, which is present in your lemons and oranges. Okay, tartaric acid present in your turmeric. Then you have sorry acetic acid present in vinegar. These all are examples of an organic compound because they organic acid because they are present in plants. Then acids which are present in minerals are known as inorganic acids. Examples would be HCl, HNO3, H2SO4. So this will have compounds which will hydrogen and atoms other than carbon. Okay. Now the second method of classification is the strength. On the basis of strength, you can classify an acid as strong or weak. Okay. Now, if your acid completely dissociate into H plus and your counter ion, then that compounds are called strong acid. That is, I have an acid HCl, H plus, and it has completely broken into ions and furnishes H3O plus ions, then it is known as strong acid. But if any acid undergoes only partial dissolution or partial dissociation, then we call it as weak acid. Suppose HF is a weak acid because it does not dissociate completely to form H plus and F minus ions. Okay. Similarly, on the basis of concentration also, you can distinguish acids. That is a concentrated acid or a dilute acid. So what a concentrated means, since a solution is made up of solute and solvent. Clear? Now if in a solution you have more number of solutes than solvent, then we can call it as a concentrated solution. Similarly, in dilute solution, what is the case? Here, yes, amount of solvent will be higher than the amount of solute. Okay, suppose if I have an example of concentrated HCl and a dilute HCl, it will indicate that in this case your amount of HCl is more than the water, that is a solvent, and in this case the amount of water is more than the amount of HCl. Okay, amount of HCl. Okay, now you will learn a term known as basicity. What is basicity? It is nothing but the number of replaceable H plus ions in a acid or a compound. Okay, so if an acid is dissolved in water, how many numbers of H plus is released, that will define its basicity. That is, if you have only one replaceable H plus ion, then they are called monobasic. If we have two H plus ions replaceable, then we call it as dibasic. If you have three replaceable ions, three replaceable H hydronium ion, okay, then we call it as tribasic. Clear? Mono means one, di means two, and tri means three. Now for one examples of each you need to know, that is HCl. See, we have only one H. Dibasic we will have H2SO4. See, we have two replaceable H. Tribasic will be the case of phosphoric acid, H3PO4. We have three replaceable acids, H plus. Now we have a compound. This is the formula for acetic acid. Okay. Now you can see here that we have four hydrogen. Okay, so it should be tetrabasic. Obviously, because four hydrogens are there, the four hydrogen H plus ions will be replaceable. No, in this case, it is monobasic. Why? Because it has only one replaceable H plus ion. Okay, the terminal H plus ion is only replaceable. These three H plus ions are not replaceable. So acetic acid is not tetrabasic but monobasic. Clear? You might be given a MCQ based question. Identify which is a monobasic acid. You will be given H2SO4, HCSO4, PO4, acetic acid, and some other example. But if you are not aware of the example of acetic acid that is monobasic, you cannot identify the options. Okay, now we will start with the preparation of acid. How acids are prepared? Very important. Firstly, reaction with non-metal. Okay, reaction of hydrogen with non-metal. Whenever an hydrogen reacts with a non-metal, we will get an acid. For example, if I take hydrogen gas plus chlorine, if these two are reacted, they undergo a combination reaction to form 2HCl. Please do learn how to balance a chemical reaction, because you will be given equation only in balanced form. Clear? I can take another example. Let's take hydrogen plus iodine. We will form 2HI. So this is the first method of preparation of acid, that is when you react with metal and non-metal, you form an acid. Second method of preparation is uh, from acidic oxide. Acidic oxide you all know in acidic in your junior classes only oxide. Example of acidic oxide are CO2. When it reacts with water, it will form H2CO3, carbonic acid. Similarly, your sulfur dioxide when react with water, it will form H2SO3. SO3, sorry. Okay. So here what we see that an acidic oxide reacts with water to form the corresponding acid. The third method of preparation of an acid is from salts. Now I am taking example of a nitrate salt, that is KNO3 plus H2SO4. It will react to form KHSO4 plus HNO3. Similarly, NaCl when react with H2SO4, it will form HCl plus your Na2SO4. So these are the certain methods by which you can prepare acids. Some properties of acids. Okay. See, the property of an acid can be classified into two ways. That is a physical property. What are they? Number one will be the taste. By definition only we have studied that it is derived from a Latin word only. So it will have a taste of sour. That's why your lemons are sour in taste. Okay. Second is corrosive nature. That is, all strong acids are very corrosive nature. That is, they are very harmful. Thirdly, indicator. Suppose indicators are solutions or a way to detect whether you have an acid or some other compound in your solution. What it will do is that when you dip an indicator in your acid solution, if it turns blue, red, I'm taking an example of an indicator that is a litmus paper. Okay, so what will happen that if you have a beaker and you have acid in it, now what you do is that you put a blue litmus paper inside that solution. If it turns red, you can easily classify that you have an acid in that solution. What acid is there, that is something different issue, but you can easily classify whether you have an acid or a base. So if a blue litmus paper turns red, we can say that it is an acid. Okay, now we'll study the chemical property. What are the chemical properties? First thing, it will react with base. What will it do? It will form salt plus water. Whenever any acid reacts with a base, it will always form salt and water. Example, I'm taking HCl plus NaOH. HCl is an acid. When it will react, this H and OH will combine to form water, and whatever is left behind, they will combine itself to form the salt. Okay. Similarly, acids will react with metal to form salt plus hydrogen. I'm taking example of zinc as a metal. It will react with HCl. It will form zinc chloride and H2 will be liberated. So it's a general method that whenever a metal will react with an acid, it will always liberate the gas hydrogen. Okay, you might be asked a question that when a metal reacts with an acid, what gas is liberated? Option will be given: oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, carbon dioxide. Okay. Third one, so these were the certain reaction or certain topic to be covered under your acid portion. So we have discussed what? We have discussed the definition, examples, how you can classify acids, then the basicity with examples, the properties of an acid, both physical and chemical property. In my next video, I will be discussing about base and salts. Okay, so hope you like this video. Thank you.